Good morning. It's a beautiful day. I hope everybody's doing well. At least it's a beautiful day where I am. Uh, I want to apologize to you all. I was supposed to have a video out sooner. Matter of fact, early this morning. And unfortunately, there was content in that video that was deemed to be repetitive of something I had already done, and I did not realize it at the time. And like I said in the very beginning, this is new to me, so this is a learning curve, and critiquement is always good and keep me on my toes of what I'm doing. I appreciate that. I really do. Having said all that, let's move forward, man. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to say this. The video I was going to do today, which I'm doing now, was going to be entitled Dangers in the Bathroom. And so let's move forward with this. You know, in my career as a firefighter, I've had probably, and other firefighters would probably tell you they've had even more. That's, they're in a big city. I'm in a small, country setting. So there's a huge difference, but it doesn't matter. People are the same. Things are the same. Things happen. But I've probably been on about six mishaps in the bathroom, and sometimes they're not so nice. As is this one that I'm going to tell you about. This one was very bad. We were called late one night on a recovery. And what it was not so much the incident that had occurred in the bathroom as it was the odor emanating from the house. And when we arrived on scene, the law enforcement personnel are there and waiting on highway patrol and all. And everybody's going to do their investigation. And our job in the matter was to do the recovery. And apparently this guy, I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. That would be rude. But this poor guy had been in a shower, and he'd been doing a lot of remodeling work in the house. That was obvious when we entered the house. We could tell that he'd been going through the entire house, and from what we saw, he'd been doing an outstanding job. But he had put tile on his bathroom floor. We'll talk about that for just a second. Tile's great. I have tile on my bathroom floor, and really nice tile. And some floors have linoleum or the little square tiles. All of these, and some floors have wood, and wood is really beautiful. If it's made for a bathroom, it's just beautiful. But all of these surfaces have one thing in common, and that one thing is when your foot is wet, those surfaces are very, very slick. And that, unfortunately, is what happened to this man. It was obvious, painfully apparent. He stepped out of the shower and slipped. And when, we saw the scene, you could understand that when he slipped, he threw his hands back to grab the only thing that he could, and that was the curtain rod that he had up over his tub. And he went down with the curtain rod and subsequently broke his neck. And I would hope that he died right there, but I don't think he did. I think he laid there in positional asphyxiation, which means you're in such a position you cannot breathe. And blood coming out his nose and mouth was not a good sign. He had suffered a serious injury, and he was there for probably 2 weeks. And because when we rolled up on the scene, the odor was overwhelming, out all the way to the road. And his house probably set 100 feet or better from the road, probably closer to 200 feet. But this is the nature of things in first responders and law enforcement and such, that we're the ones that they call to handle these things. And it's unfortunate. But let's move on. I'm not going to go into any detail about how we removed him or anything like that. That's not necessary, and you don't want to hear that anyway. But let's go ahead and get down to it. I want to talk about electricity for just a second. Electricity has 6 point, in 1 ampere, okay, 1 ampere, or however you want to pronounce it, there are 6.28 billion electrons in 1 ampere. You can look that up. It takes 1/10 of an ampere to kill you. The trouble is, you're going to get all of them, and I want to say it's 126,220 miles per second. Now I'll have to look that up, what the speed of light is, but that's what electricity moves at, is at the speed of light. You're going to get them all, and it's not a pleasant feeling. I know I've been hit before, and it is rough. It will rock your world. It'll have you singing "You Light Up My Life" off key, I promise, okay? And once you get up. But we take for granted. You get out of the shower, ladies, I'm gonna pick on you for a second, and guys too, actually. And I'm not excluding the guys, okay, ladies? So just don't get excited. Don't come beat me up or anything like that. Your blow dryer is probably the first thing that you go after once you get dried off, and you think you're dried off, but there's steam in the air, and maybe not be present, and it may be present. The mirror is glazed over with moisture, and you got to dry that off. Well, let me tell you something. That same moisture is on your blow dryer, okay? And the little fan in the ceiling is really not capable of taking any of that out. It's just not that strong. It's meant to just very gently move air, and that's about all that it does. And it doesn't do a great job at that, but it's, peace of mind because somebody just went in there and blew the bathroom up. Hey, shut the door a little bit, turn that fan on. Thank you very much. Okay. But anyway, these products are made to be insulated from this situation. And, depending on how long you've had this blow dryer, how many times you've used it. I've known folks that have had blow dryers, a single blow dryer, for 6-7 years. That's pretty darn good. That's good product quality. But these things and radios, and very few people use radios anymore. We all pretty much have cell phones now. We can play music off of, hey, here we are, YouTube. And I do, and I like to listen to music a lot. I do. But, guys, your electric razors, you got to plug them in to charge them. Let's think about this for a minute. Now, the gals, they had a pretty good idea. And guys, I know you're not going to do this, so I'm not suggesting that you do. But they wrap a towel around their head, kind of like a little turban, and they can run around the house for an hour and their head's still going to be down. They take that towel off, their hair is still wet. I don't know how they do it. I have no earthly idea. It's amazing to me. And, like, really? Wow. And guys, if you and I tried that, well, first thing off, or one of our buddies is going to show up and look at us and go, what? Yeah. So that's why we don't do that, okay? We've got the hair gel stuff that we use, or whatever we're going to do. We try to avoid those situations, right? That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, get a good shower mat that you can put down that's at least 3 feet long. Give yourself some room to move around. Maybe even 2, one coming out of the shower and one in front of the sink. This isolates you from the moisture that's on the floor, okay? It has a rubber pad. Now, this rubber pad is not designed to prevent electric shock, let me tell you. The only rubber pads that do that are non carbon rubber mats, and you don't want to buy one of those. They're extremely expensive. But and they're made for people who work with electricity. Okay, but dry off. Give the bathroom a chance to air out, and you may employ a little fan in there and leave it run all the time. They make some nice little fans that aren't too intrusive, and you can plug it in and have it running while you're in the shower. And when you get out, you can leave the door open and let it air the place out and dry it up a little bit. Then come back and do what you got to do. Give yourself a chance to get dressed or something, feed the dog, water the cat, I don't know, feed the cat, water the dog, I don't know, however you do it. But maybe feed the goldfish, but or if you got a stuffed goldfish, pet stuffed goldfish, just pick him up and move him from one side of the couch to the other. I don't know, do something to kill some time. And then go back in there, and it won't take long, and you'll be able to go ahead about your business. But take a dry towel and wipe that blow dryer off, or that radio, or whatever it is that you're dealing with. Wipe it off before you touch it. Make sure all the moisture's off of it. I don't care how well it's insulated. Old Murphy, and if you don't know who Murphy is, that's Murphy's Law, what can will. And the problem with Murphy is when Murphy shows up, his brother Needmore's right behind him, okay? I promise you, that's a fact that I've learned through life. Yeah, Needmore, he's tough. But he's tougher than his brother Murphy, okay? Yeah. And hard acts to follow there, okay? And you don't want to follow them, all right? I'm just saying. So think about that situation in that bathroom. Don't be that one that, unfortunately slipped on the floor, be it tile, be it, linoleum, be it those fancy squares that you lay down, those, high dollar squares. Those are beautiful, man. They're still, you still got to glue them to the floor, grout them in and all that stuff. Really expensive. And wood floors, polished to perfection. Don't be the one that slipped on that and fell back into that shower or that tub or even the toilet, because once your head strikes that could be, the final bell, so to speak. Okay. We don't want that to happen. None of my brothers and sisters, I promise you, want to come out and pick you up. That's not something we want to do. We do it too often. And to my brothers and sisters, I want to say, I'm proud of you, each and every one of you. And hang in there. As for you, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for sticking with me, for liking my videos, and please subscribe too. Leave your comments. I will answer your comments, and I'll either answer them directly or I'll answer them right here, and to the best of my ability. So thank you once again. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to bringing you another video just as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the family. Goodbye.